Hi, we are Noélie and Oliver, the owners of mojoboutique.com. We live here in Bali with our two little girls. And we received a question last week from one of our clients, Stephanie from Florida, and she asked us how to create a Bali-like paradise in my home. So if you're interested, stay until the end and you will know how to create a truly Bali-like paradise in your interior.
First of all, it's really using natural materials. Avoid whenever plastic, even metal, too much is not great. Stick to those natural materials, woods and others. The second important element for the Bali vibe is definitely plants. Bring in as much plants as you can. Best is leafy plants to create that jungle feeling, that luxurious nature that Bali has. A good idea here are epiphytes or bromeliads. And the color palette also. Stick to earthy tones. A soothing earthy color palettes gives the good basis for a nice Bali vibe.
Secondly, try to erase the difference between indoor and outdoor. For example, try to avoid using heavy curtains, so you make sure to really invite in your indoor natural lighting as much as possible. You can also use furniture that is made of material that could be primarily sought for outdoors, such as rattan furniture. For instance, use a rattan coffee table or a nice rattan lounge chair. It will give this warm, tropical feeling in your interior. Also, use full-length mirror in darker place, your entrance. It will allow us to enhance the place and to avoid to have a bit darker area in your interior.
Then when looking at the furniture for your Bali paradise in your home, use different materials. As mentioned, natural materials are great. Materials used here in Bali are often teak wood, a very noble, nice wood, combined with the bamboo, rattan. They combine well. They stay in that earthy color palette. They give nice variety of texture, create a Bali paradise essentially.
The decor you use is really important also if you want to create a Bali-like paradise. Try using decor that represents nature in a way or another and that is also harmonious with one and another, such as using wall decor made of driftwood or made with raffia leaves. And try to stick as much as possible to neutral color. This will give this Zen aesthetic that is at the core of Bali-like interior. If you want to create a Bali-like paradise in your interior, make also sure to have different centerpiece. Every piece has its place and every place has its piece. So every piece you possess has its own importance and is as such eye-catching. I will not say it's minimalism, but it's close to it. It's a kind of warm, welcoming minimalism. And it also goes well in this Bali-like paradise idea that simple living is beautiful. So you don't need a lot of stuff. You don't need a lot of unnatural, super-duper expensive pieces. But you need to make sure that the piece you invested on made of natural, high-quality material that will last for the next generation and that you are really ready to truly cherish and that will have its own its own place in your interior. So it's this idea to have a warm, well-thought, decluttered space. And when you look in one direction or in the other direction, you always have a piece that reminds you nature and that is made of this typical material that we spoke about, such as rattan, bamboo, etc. It's also, I will say, the core of a Bali-like paradise interior, the Zen aesthetic and this harmony and this authenticity. Now let's look room by room just to give you an idea at which pieces of furniture will help you to give a Bali-like paradise interior. So for instance, in your bedroom, you can use a canopy bed that is super duper typical of here in Bali.
If you live in an area with mosquitoes, of course, it's good to attach a mosquito net. If not, the canopy bed in itself is a centerpiece.
Yeah, and it gives also this romantic touch.
Don't forget about the nightstand, teak nightstand, maybe with decoration of cane webbings on the drawer or such. They give a really solid impression to your whole bedroom. And if you use a chair in your bedroom to put on maybe your clothes, think of why not using a rattan chair.
Now in your living room, make sure to have a super well thought to do everything you can for in your sitting area. Make sure to add low heat and to mix them with lounge chairs. We already spoke about rattan lounge chairs, but also with super comfortable sofa.
For the lounge chairs and the sofa, in any case, I would definitely recommend to have two massive upholstered furniture. That is really not what fits with that natural wooden style that creates a Bali paradise.
You can, for instance, use this nice natural poof made of raffia. It's a bit a mix between Balinese and Japanese style. It's really inviting to hang out with friends, to sit on the floor, but also to go on the couch. And if you have kids, it's also great to play with them.
And keep your living room decluttered, as Noelle explained before. For that, really practical are baskets, woven baskets, or then trunks and chests where you can store the things that you want to keep handy, that you want to keep in your living room, but to keep them out of sight, and at the same time add a natural handcrafted piece of furniture.
Trunk are super practical because no one can see what is inside, but outside you have this really nice rattan trunk or wooden trunk that I can also use as a bench. So this multi-functioning that allows to declutter but to be used at the same time. And it's also small centerpiece as such, because as we say, it's important to have different centerpiece in your room, and also avoid to have a too clutter area. So it's a bit two in one.
In the living room, of course, another important element is the lamps, the lampshades. In Bali, often they have quite intricate lampshades that create nice appearance between shade and light areas that give some details.
Don't be afraid to use a super large lampshade that could even look a bit disproportionate. But because your space will be decluttered, you can totally allow yourself to do that, and it will give a strong character and a strong also Bali-like paradise vibes. In your living room, make sure to use a lot of cushions. Really work on the texture. Use always the same neutral color palette. And also make sure to use this kind of cushion cover that also reminds nature. That's also nice. Even boho, bohemian cushion cover that will also help you to give this Bali-like paradise vibe. Your entry is really a great occasion to, straight from the beginning, to invite your guests in this tropical feeling and to really add a nice leafy plant, as well as a full-length mirror, even a rattan trunk.
Also, continue with the declutter there, and therefore rattan trunks or baskets can be very convenient to store your hats or your shoes and things that you want to have handy, but keep them out of sight. And the combination of a rattan trunk and bench is a nice idea, so you can sit on it to put on your shoes. For your dining area, a large wooden table is almost mandatory, but you can choose like a noble teak wood or even something more rustic made from driftwood or similar materials. And then the dining chairs, they are always an accent in your home.
If you want to give tropical vibe, it's also great that you choose dining chairs that have woven cane. To conclude, and what really matters to create a Bali-like paradise in your interior is to create a place that is truly authentic to you, that has a lot of natural elements, that is harmonious and
decluttered,
and that has this strong Zen aesthetic, a place where you can truly relax, a kind of oasis in your interior, a place where you really see yourself spending time and where each furniture has its place and each place is well thought, and having always in mind that it should be decluttered.